Everybody, it's David coming to you today from Changi Airport in Singapore. A couple of things. First of all, Singapore, little history lesson here. Singapore is both a city and a country, and it's an absolutely stunning place. Changi Airport, also here in Singapore, has been voted, gosh, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years as the best airport in the world. And I wish I could spin this around right now. You know what I'll do at the end of this? I'll add on some video because you got to see this airport. I'm here right before Christmas, and they have the entire area decorated for Christmas. They're doing some sort of Christmas festival or something downstairs right now. And the interesting thing about Changi is that there are more locals here who are not traveling than there are travelers here. And they have, like I said, they have it decorated here. They have a Christmas village here that locals bring their kids to. They have 3 levels of malls with shops down below it for shopping. And so it's just kind of odd to be here at an airport that has locals here. Can you imagine going to your local airport to just hang out with the family? Uh, that's one of the things that people try to avoid, right? So anyway, Changi Airport in Singapore. By the way, this is one of those places that if I have to transfer anywhere in Southeast Asia, I will purposely try to transfer here at Changi for a lot of different reasons. Not the least of which is the food that I'm sitting in a restaurant, my favorite place um, to eat here in this area. I wanted to spend just a couple of minutes today to talk about memo exercises. In this class, you're going to have something that you will not have in other classes, and they're called memo exercises. Just think of them as interoffice memos. And so what I'm going to be asking you to do over this course is you're going to be creating 3 interoffice memos. Um, and the purpose here is to explain to your employees, let's assume that it's either your department where you work, or it's your company. If you want to promote yourself to the president of your company, and what I'm asking you to do is to have a real life application here. So we're going to assume that your organization will be moving to a servant leadership model. And so what I want you to do is to explain in a series of memos what that's going to do, what that's going to mean to your company. And so you'll have 3 memo exercises. The first one will be what. What is servant leadership? So you're going to be explaining that to your employees. What is servant leadership? Because if you're going to be moving to something, isn't it important that the boss defines what that is? Because if you don't define it, they're going to make it up in their own mind, and it may be different than what you assume that it should be. So in, I believe it's lesson 2. In lesson 2, you're going to have the what of servant leadership. I don't want you to go any further. I just want you to define what servant leadership is for your people and tell them that they're going to be hearing from you over a series of 3 memos more about this move to servant leadership. The second memo exercise that you'll have in lesson 3 or 4, I forgot right now, but will be why. Why are you moving to servant leadership? This is another one of those that if you don't explain it to your employees, they're going to come up with it on their own, and it may be different than what you think it is. So you're going to explain why the organization or why your department is moving to a servant leadership model. And then the third memo that you're going to be sending to your team will be so what. By so what, I simply mean what's in it for them. Because if you describe some sort of change, I've been in a lot of change management situations in my years in the corporate world. If you don't explain what the benefit is to them and how this change is going to benefit them, then again, they're going to be skeptical. And so this will be the memo exercise where you're going to explain, so what? Why is this important for them to not only embrace personally, but maybe it has an application for their home life. Maybe it has an application for their spiritual life. Maybe it has an application further down in the department. So you're going to explain to them, so what. Now, when you write these memo exercises, again, think of them as interoffice memos. Write in your own voice. Make it sound like you. This isn't a research paper, so you can write in first person. It's you talking to your people. Do not use sources. This is not an academic paper, okay? So don't put sources and write it like you typically do the rest of your papers. Um, and then be yourself, because this is something that's coming from you, coming from your heart, coming from your words, okay? So that's going to be a real important thing for you to be able to do. By the way, you need to see this. This is my favorite dumpling restaurant in all of Southeast Asia. These I like to call puffy clouds of goodness. And so there isn't a finer place, I think, in Southeast Asia to get these than at Paradise Dynasty in Changi Airport. So, bon appetit. And I will hopefully have a little video where you can see some of the things going on here at Changi Airport. All right. Hope this helped, and I hope your memo exercises are fantastic.